that is not my presentation. Hello, everyone. My name is Efe. I'm the founder of Mubi, and this is not my girlfriend. It is a still from a film, a wonderful film called Girl on the Motorcycle that we are showing in some 177 countries on Mubi, a global VOD platform that shows movies on connected devices like your PC or your tablet, your connected TV. We are headquartered in Palo Alto, with offices in London, and we have a joint venture with Sony Electronics in some 58 countries. So that's about Mubi. I was supposed to play this just now. So welcome to the revolution. Don't be alarmed if you haven't noticed. Because we are so technologically savvy here, sometimes we don't know what's new and what's really different. But consider this. Only 13% of global internet users are in the United States. Okay? This is the rest of the world. Right? It's a very telling slide. And this is today. Look at how the percentage of US internet users over the past decade. Is anybody else seeing a trend there? So there's a very big, very interesting world outside. I mean, I'm a student of the American school, and I went to Stanford, and when I graduated, I started up Mubi in Palo Alto. And it's very easy when you're in Palo Alto, you think that the center of the world is Palo Alto. And in a certain way, it really is today. But how long, we should ask, how long we should expect US to dominate the world of internet? Okay, another 10 years, maybe 20? Most people here don't probably have a 20-year vision. In 20 years, a lot of you are probably going to be cashed out or broke. But if you're ambitious, and if you want to be the best, and if you want to dominate the world, you need to think about longer-term implications, how demographic trends are changing, how the consumer experience is changing. Well, I do want to dominate the world. Okay? So I think a lot about various different countries outside of US. And I study them very systematically. Recently, we pivoted on our business model. It was just like Netflix or LoveFilm. We had, a subscription-based video on-demand service. And we decided to show just one movie a day at a much lower price point. Okay? It's sort of like Netflix and Groupon. And we looked at the entire world, and we looked at various different metrics about where to focus our attention first. Macroeconomic indicators, how fast the country is growing, how big the young population is, how media savvy they are, how social media savvy they are, what is the existing level of competition in that country, and in my business, how expensive and inexpensive the content is, and so on and so forth. And there were, a couple of really interesting candidates. But in the end, we decided to focus on Turkey. Turkey was the single most interesting country in the world for us to focus and launch this plan. Interesting, huh? Why? First, the country is growing like weed. Okay? It grew 9% in 2010 and 2011, while EU grew 2% on average. Okay? And the EU is expected to contract this year. So this is the past few years, and this is what the next couple of years look like. OECD forecasts that Turkey is going to grow. It's going to be the fastest growing OECD country. It's going to grow 6.7% over the next 6 years. Compared with Germany, the economic engine of Europe, it's going to be growing at 1.6. So if you understand the concept of compounded rate of return, you understand how significant a 5% differential is over a number of years, especially when you're starting off with already the 15th biggest economy in the world. But that's not the interesting bit. The interesting bit is this. It is a very young population. Average age in Turkey is 28, whereas it's 43 in the Western world. 45 or more if you go to places like Germany, Italy, and Japan. Right? So that 15-year age difference makes a very big difference in the way that you interact with the world around you, especially internet. Excuse me. And it's not just the median average, it is a very large population. I mean, half of Turkey is less than 30 years old. Okay, that's about 40 million people that is less than 30 years old. That's bigger than most countries. It only rivals Russia in Europe. So there's a lot of young people. And they are very social media savvy. Look at this data. Istanbul is the second largest city in the world with Facebook users. All right? And here's all the other cities that we all presume big, how they scale. Mumbai 9th, New York 12th. And I put Berlin and Stockholm there, the current darlings of internet in Europe, just for fun. And what's important for me and in my business is that there is a bit of a healthy disrespect for copyright, right? So the content is available. So you put all these three things in an incredible social lab for us to grow our business. And people are taking notice. A lot of people are taking that flight to Istanbul right now. There is not a single VC I know who's not actively looking at investments in Turkey at the moment. All right, look at the couple of investments that happened just over the past year. $26 million was invested by Kleiner Perkins on a flash e-commerce site called Trendyol. Naspers bought Marcofoni, 70% of it, for $140 million, valuing an e-commerce company about $200 million in Istanbul. And Atomico, the VC of Nicholas Zentrum, just put a partner there, a full-time partner in Istanbul. It's only the fourth city after London, Sao Paulo, and Beijing to do so. And it's not just the VC and entrepreneurial world. Microsoft made Istanbul its EMEA headquarters. Imagine, it's not London, it's not Dublin, it's Istanbul, where they run Microsoft for Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Right? So what have I said? Let me sum it up. It's time that we wake up and have some Turkish coffee. As an entrepreneur, we need to realize that there's a much bigger world outside of US with very little competition. And it's very interesting markets. And Turkey is one of those interesting markets. Why? Because it's growing really fast. There's a very large young population that is incredibly internet and social media savvy. If you ever come to Istanbul, let me know. I'll take you to the best fish restaurant, and I'll introduce you to anyone you want to know in the country. Thank you.